Right now, as you watch this video, you can feel the chair you're sitting in, the warmth of the phone in your hand, the light in the room, the breath you're taking. Everything feels overwhelmingly real, doesn't it? But what if I told you that all these sensations, the colors you see, the people you love, and even the thoughts you're forming right now are nothing but electrical signals coming from a computer processor? It sounds crazy. You're right. Yet today, the world's brightest scientists, philosophers, and tech billionaires are seriously debating the very same question. Are we living inside a simulation? Elon Musk claims the odds of us living in base reality are 1 in a billion. Oxford University philosopher Nick Bostrom puts this on a mathematical foundation. This video isn't just about some popular science fiction theory. Today, we're going to examine the source code of the universe. From glitches in quantum mechanics to the mathematical limits of the cosmos, we're laying out 5 major clues that suggest we might be trapped inside a digital prison. If you're ready to take the red pill, let's begin. Our first clue is the technology we've built with our own hands. As a species, we invented the very first video game just half a century ago. Pong. 2 straight lines and a bouncing square pixel block in the middle. No graphics, simple physics rules, virtually no artificial intelligence. Now look at where we are just 50 years later. We can now produce massive three-dimensional virtual worlds where millions of people live simultaneously, with their own economies, their own laws of physics, and photorealistic graphics. When we put on virtual reality headsets, our brains struggle to distinguish the environment as artificial. Let's do a quick calculation. Humanity's technological progress isn't linear. It's exponential. In 50 years, we went from Pong to near-realistic simulations. Now imagine 1,000 years from now, or 10,000 years. Assume technology never stops. It only keeps advancing. Could a future humanity, or a civilization far more advanced than ours, create a world inhabited by billions of conscious beings where galaxies, stars, and quantum physics are all simulated? Absolutely. And if countless such simulations can be built in the future, which is more likely, that we happen to be in that one original, real universe, or that we're inside one of the millions of simulations that were created. This is precisely the math that frightens Elon Musk. In 2003, Oxford University philosopher Nick Bostrom published a groundbreaking paper titled, "Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?" Bostrom mathematically demonstrated that advanced future civilizations face exactly 3 possibilities, and one of them must be true. First, humanity will destroy itself before reaching the technological stage capable of producing simulations. Nuclear wars, the climate crisis, or artificial intelligence will wipe us out. Second, advanced civilizations will reach that technology, but for moral, ethical, or arbitrary reasons, they will choose never to run a simulation containing conscious beings. They will ban it. Third, we are right now, without question, living inside a simulation. Why? Because if the first 2 are false, if humanity doesn't go extinct and running simulations is permitted in the future, then billions of different simulated worlds will be built across the universe. The artificial intelligences living inside those simulations will build their own simulations. A chain of virtual universes, stacked layer upon layer, will emerge. In that scenario, billions of virtual worlds stand against just one single real world. Statistically, the chance that we are in the real universe approaches 0.
What would we see if we looked at the universe through a software developer's eyes? No matter how hard you push a computer game, you'll eventually hit its hardware limits. If you look at the screen too closely, you'll see the pixels. If you move too fast in the game, you'll run into the map's loading speed, the render time. If the processor gets overloaded, the game slows down. Now hold on tight. Our universe has exactly these same hardware limits. Our universe has a speed limit, the speed of light. Approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. Why can't we go faster? Why does the universe have a cosmic speed limit? According to a simulation theorist, the answer is simple. Because the main computer running this universe has a processor speed, and information cannot be processed any faster than that. What about pixels? In physics, there is a concept called Planck length. It is the smallest indivisible unit of distance in the universe. No space smaller than this distance can physically exist, just like the smallest pixel on a monitor. Our universe is not a continuous structure. It is designed like a digital matrix made up of pixels. Even stranger is Einstein's theory of relativity. When an object accelerates to great speeds or approaches a massive gravitational force, time slows down. In computer games, when explosions and objects multiply on screen, the processor struggles and the game slows down, right? Is the universe slowing down? Time to protect its processor when faced with too much data. The greatest trump card of simulation theory is quantum mechanics, specifically the famous Double-Slit Experiment. This experiment turned the scientific world upside down because matter behaves differently when we are not looking at it versus when we are. When you fire an electron through a slit and there is no observer or measuring device watching it, that electron does not behave like a piece of matter. It behaves like a wave of probability. It is everywhere at once. But the moment a scientist or a device begins to observe that electron, it instantly drops its wave property and collapses into a solid particle. As if the universe creates reality the very moment it realizes it is being watched. Game developers know this technique very well. It is called rendering. In a game with a massive map, your computer does not draw the entire map at once. If it did, the computer would crash. The computer only loads the direction the player's camera is pointing toward. As long as you don't turn around and look behind you, the world behind you is nothing but a string of possibility code. Could quantum physics be telling us plainly, the universe only loads into memory when you look at it? When no one is watching, it is nothing but a pile of potential code. But what if computer code were found directly within the fundamental fabric of the universe? This is not a science fiction scenario. Professor James Gates, one of America's most respected theoretical physicists, made a shocking discovery while working on the mathematical equations of string theory. Deep within the equations that describe mass and quantum physics in the universe, Gates found code sequences, the same error-correcting search block codes that our browsers use when loading websites and that are used to debug search engines. The physicist says that browser error-correcting codes exist within the mathematical formulas of the universe. There are traces of digital software in the most fundamental laws of nature. You sometimes see them on the internet. A bird frozen midair, strangers making identical movements, or objects that suddenly vanish and reappear elsewhere. Popular culture calls these glitches in the matrix. Of course, most of these are optical illusions or tricks our brains play on us. However, the mathematical structure of the universe has not yet been able to clearly prove that it is anything more than simulation code. Let's wrap up. We have hardware limits, we have pixels, we have a quantum world that only loads when observed, and at our foundation lies mathematical code. Does all of this conclusively prove that we live in a simulation? No, but it presents powerful arguments suggesting that this possibility is far more likely than the chance we live in a real world. If we are in a simulation, the real question is, who is running this computer? Our future descendants? Aliens studying the world in a laboratory? Or something else entirely? And most importantly, if they ever pull the plug, what will happen to us? What do you think about this? Will you take the red pill and search for the truth? Or swallow the blue pill and keep enjoying this simulation? Let's meet in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.